there, sports fans, and welcome to another episode. This time, a very exciting episode of Play It Right TV. This is Kenito Henson.
Hi, I'm Diane Castillo. So glad you could join us tonight for another explosive episode. We have champions on our lineup tonight.
That's right, it's the PBA Governors Cup champion team, Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. And without further ado, we want to introduce each and every one of our guests. We've got 5 guests for you for this episode. First off, the winningest coach in PBA history, Coach Tim Cone.
Hey, everybody.
Yay,
Great
Coach.
to be here.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, awesome. It's gonna be a fun episode with all the guys. I tell you, you got the right guys today.
Okay. And next up is the best player of the conference plus the finals MVP himself, Mr. Hustleman, Scottie Thompson.
Hello guys.
Scottie Thompson.
Whoa.
Mabuhay. Galing.
And next, the best import of the conference. Mind you, this is his first Governors Cup Conference Best Import Award. Second overall, and here he is in the flesh, Justin Magic Brownlee.
Brownlee.
Hey, what's up?
Whoa.
Brownlee.
Thank you guys for having me.
And of course, our 2 extra co-hosts, guys who are also part of the Ginebra organization, but they've always been here for us on Play It Right TV. And here they are. First, Joe Devance.
Joe Devance.
Hello. How's everybody doing this evening?
Hi
And
again.
then-
Thanks for being here.
Right.
I brought my nice shirt on for the show.
All right.
yeah,
you look
yeah,
really
you look
smart.
good.
You look smart.
It's the only nice shirt he has.
Yeah, that's it.
And then last but not least, we've got JD Jared Dillinger, the Daredevil.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Good to be here. Hey, these introductions are amazing. Getting to see all of it.
Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, is this. We're loaded with fan questions. So we're going to do 5 questions, 1 for each guest. After the 5 questions, we'll do 3 fan questions, and then we'll repeat the sequence all over again. We'll do this a couple of times, and then to end the show, we'll have something called a quick fire session, where we ask you 1 question at a time, and then we'll ask you to immediately answer with just 1 response. So it's going to be a fun evening. It's going to be a fun show. And Diane, let's get the ball rolling. Your first question for Coach Tim Cone.
For sure, the winningest coach of the PBA, Coach Tim. This was your 24th PBA title, 24 titles. Unbelievable, incredible, supernatural. Are you running out of challenges?
Just look at these guys on the screen. These guys all challenge me. I got to coach these guys. I've always said, losing gets old in a hurry. No one likes to lose. I mean, the winning never gets old, whether it be in basketball or anything you do in life. We all want to win. So, this is just something that we work for day to day. And I think the day-to-day challenge, the process, if you will, is what keeps you moving forward all the time. So, no, the challenge is always there. And if you start walking away from challenges, there's not much to life. So it's always about conquering those challenges. And it's always the next conference. Let's go out and get the next one.
Justin Brownlee, you were named Best Import of the Conference. You're first in the Governors Cup. How did that honor feel? And where will that stand in your trophy room? Justin.
Oh, it felt great. Of course, with the championship, it feels even sweeter. That was the main goal. But just, being recognized in the PBA, as the best import, a lot of great imports have won that award. So I'm just blessed, and honored to be mentioned with those guys. But like I said, it felt great to win the championship. And, these type of awards, for sure, the best imports awards go at at the front of the trophy room for sure with the championships.
I know na super happy kayo that you got Game 6, but did you think, naisip mo ba that you would have to go all the way to Game 7 at the Philippine Arena?
Uh, First of all, maraming salamat sa pag-invite sa amin dito. We expect long series talaga coming to that finals, pero mindset namin, it's always one game at a time. So yun yung never kami nag-look forward and look back sa mga nangyayari. So but we expected very long series and tough series yung finals na yun.
JDV, you've won 12 PBA championships, the most of any active player in the PBA today. What's the secret of your longevity? Can you share that with us?
Shoot, I would probably say my breakfast of champions.
Wow, what's that?
What's that?
That's my secret. My bacon.
What is that?
Game day.
Chocolate Sundays.
It gives you powers.
It's like diabetes and cholesterol.
No, you know what? Just me personally, I think the chemistry that I bring to the teams that I've been on has just been a small help to just bring everybody together. And just me personally with my character and my attitude and my talent, I feel like that's what has helped me help my teammates and the teams that I've been on to win so many championships. But it really has nothing to do with me. It's really the team and Coach Tim's ability to get the best in all his players.
It's got to be you're eating at Chili's.
Oh yeah, that has been a routine ever since I came into the PBA. After the game to eat at Chili's. I used to see Coach Tim there, but not anymore though, huh, Coach?
So we go to Chili's in Alabang.
Oh, see?
Oh, nice.
See? We go to Chili's there. We go to Chili's and bring it. So it's like that's the secret, guys.
We rush home. So we go to Chili's in Alabang.
Chili's is the secret. Don't tell anybody.
Chili's.
Why Chili's? Everybody starts to go to Chili's because they want to win a championship. They better.
And what do you order in Chili's? What do you order in Chili's?
I go boneless wings with ranch because I don't like blue cheese, right? Then I get the quesadillas, the chicken bacon quesadillas because I'm on the diet, right? Because
that's a real good diet.
And then I get the brownie and ice cream at the end because you always got to get
wow. Let's go to Chili's after this interview.
That's his diet.
He destroys his 1,000 calories during the game and then gains it back 1,200 when he's
right. All right, next question, JD. You previously played for Meralco in the 2016 Governor's Cup. You missed the title playoffs with an injury. Same thing this season. It must be frustrating, but must be motivating to come back stronger. What do you say?
I couldn't agree with you more. It was difficult at times watching, if not the whole time. But,
yeah.
But again, because of course, competitive nature and of course wanting to contribute to the team and in any way. But I found other ways to contribute as well, other than just playing on the court, just trying to help the guys out wherever I can, giving insight or advice or just being the ultimate cheerleader. Per se, but I am very motivated, excited for the upcoming season. Just like some of our other guys, like Jap and Stan and Aljon, and most of the guys that sat out for most of this conference. Everyone's, at least from their part, they're just as hungry as I am to come back to help the team. So as tired as the team is right now, I don't think Jap, Stan, or Aljon or I don't think they're very tired at all, so they'll be pretty fresh coming into this upcoming season.
Okay. Good to hear. All right, we're gonna do Yeah, we're gonna go quickly go do some fan questions because we have so many, so we have to intersperse them in our interviews. This is from Zoe to Coach Tim Cohn. Sino po yung mga possible na mapili niya sa PBA draft? Saka possible po bang may ma-trade na players ngayong season?
Well, one of the best things about and we talk about it before we go into the finals, and we go before we go into the playoffs. So one of the best things about winning a championship is that oftentimes you're able to keep your team intact because
Yeah.
you have one, and so and you go with that team for as long as it can, stay together, and continue to win. If it ain't broke, why fix it? So
Right,
obviously,
right.
we're looking for trades or doing things like that, unless there's maybe contract problems or things that are out of our control. But we are going to look closely at the draft. We expect the draft to be very strong. We actually just checked today with the PBA office and found out who was entering the draft so far, and there hasn't been a lot of people joining the draft because it's still early. So it's hard to say who we're going to draft or even who we're looking at because we don't know all the personnel that's coming in. So, but we expect to get. I think we're number 9 in the draft. We're picking number 9, so I think we think we can get an impact player that can help us immediately and even in the future with the strength of this draft. So
Get even stronger.
but yeah, hopefully that's
All
the
right.
idea.
Another question for you also, Coach, from Ice Steak. Should Gilas prioritize great rebounding guards like Scottie, as this would compensate our size disadvantage against taller countries and increase transition fast breaks?
Well, it sounds like a great idea, but it really does, and I would love to see Scottie on the national team. But that's really, it really comes down to philosophy and the coach that's coaching and what his philosophy is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think any coach could use, someone like Scottie who defends on, who plays both sides of the floor, and who runs the floor, who makes his teammates better with his passing, has developed his shot into a weapon. So yeah, I mean, if I can plug Scottie to make the national team, I would certainly do that. But again, it comes down to the coach and what his philosophy is and how he sees the pieces fit in the puzzle. So that's really up to the coach of the Gilas team.
All right. That's our first round of fan questions. Q.
Okay, Coach Tim, what kind of player are you hoping to get in the coming draft? A missing piece, perhaps.
Well, as I was saying, we don't know exactly who's going to go into the draft. We're just coming off a championship, and we're bringing back injured players to fill the holes that we might have had. So it's hard, difficult. I think that we would just go for the best available player, whoever that is. We wouldn't necessarily look for a position. I think you always start from big players because those are the rare commodities. You try to look at the bigs to see, but we're very strong in the guard position with Scottie and LA and Stanley and Nards. In the wing position, we got Jared and Aljon and Arvin, who's developing, Jeffrey Chan, and of course we have great size. We're one of the biggest teams in the league, so I think it would just be a guy that would come in and we try to develop over time and hopefully impact us at some position. I couldn't tell you where exactly at this point, but I think we look big first and go on down to wings and then looking at the guards.
All right.
Okay,
Okay,
Leanne?
Justin.
Yep.
Question to you. How was Bishop as an adversary compared to Durham?
Uh, well, they was different. They had different styles of play. Obviously Durham was a more inside power player. That rebounded. I don't know, countless rebounds he had against us plenty of time. But and Bishop, he was a shooter. He shot more, played on the perimeter. But they were both effective. It's a toss up in my opinion. I think Durham was the better dominant player inside, and Bishop was more dominant on the outside on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Scottie naman. Scottie, ikaw ang best player of the conference and finals MVP. Anong inspiration at motivation mo dito sa Governor's Cup?
I think thankful lang ako syempre for the trust sa mga teammates ko and especially the coaching staff and coach team. And first of all, inspiration ko syempre yung mga fans na lang sumusuporta sa amin. And coming to this conference after pandemic, talagang nagkaroon ng fans. So from bubble to may fans na ulit. So talagang nakaka-excite at nakaka-motivate maglaro ulit para sa
True.
PBA fans. So I think isa yun sa pinaka-motivation ko, and not just me, even the whole team, and I think even the whole PBA talagang excited maglaro sa in front of the fans.
Totoo yan, totoo. Dayan?
What? From nothing to 20,000, no? Wow.
Grabe.
Electric.
Oo.
That's nice. Beautiful.
Yeah. JDV, who among your teammates have you taken under your wing, and what lessons have you given them?
What I'd like to think that I try to treat all my teammates fairly, but the one that I would like to say recently is probably Sydney, Arvin, and to be honest, I don't want to say take under my wing, but really just became super close as Christian. You know, before Christian came to the team, there was a belief that he was a bad teammate, and he, did just all these things, and he came over here, and it was totally opposite. So he's a new brother that I'm proud to say that we are brothers and teammates, and I mean I feel the same way with all my teammates. But just with the young guys, I would probably say Sydney, Prince, and Arvin are my three guys that I really, because I feel like they're the future of the team, and they would really be able to help this team to continue with the success that we've had. So hopefully they can carry the sport.
Okay, and this question is for Jared Dillinger, the Daredevil. I won't ask you about your beard and when you're going to get a haircut, but I will ask you, what's the culture like at Ginebra compared to the cultures you've experienced with other teams?
Okay, to answer your first question, never. I'm never going to shave it. Never.
Never.
We were just talking about that before the show started, and I was mentioning how it's getting weird now. I think I need to cut it. Like, it's getting to the homeless looking stage. Losing the respect.
Do you blow dry your hair? Do you blow dry your hair after shower?
He does. You can tell.
Oh, he does.
You can tell.
You've been waiting this whole show to chime in. This whole show, you just had to. No, I don't blow dry my hair. No. What was the second question, sir?
Well, the question is about the culture at Ginebra.
It's
compared to the cultures you've experienced with other teams.
Right. Man, I've been fortunate to be on great ball clubs, under great coaches such as Coach Black and Coach Chai. So comparing all three that I've been on in my career, it's very similar. The culture, especially here at Ginebra, it's so easy to just throw a word around brotherhood or family. And every team preaches that, but it really truly does feel that way in so many ways, especially during the two past conferences where we had to be in a bubble, and we really had to live with each other for a couple months, and even not doing so well in the past conference, I think even then during that bubble, we were able to really get to know each other. Just how Joe chimed in about Christian, I couldn't agree with Joe anymore for everything that he said about him. And we got to know him very well during the bubble. And I think the bonds that we got to make there it carried over into this next conference. And even though we were going through a lot of adversities, just the bonds that we created during that bubble really, I think it really helped us in so many ways. I mean, yeah, like for sure, yeah.
Brotherhood and
JD,
family.
yeah, JD, there's something smoking behind you.
Oh, my diffuser. It's supposed to bring my room like a nice
All right,
ambiance, to make you guys feel relaxed, not to stare at me. You can
It's
see all
helping
the
us
nice.
relax.
We thought it was a
Everyone
fire.
loves this. Everyone loves this for some reason.
There's a fire behind you, JD. There's a fire.
Your hair is gonna get caught in the fire. Just kidding.
Great.
All right,
You
we're
don't have
gonna
to shave
shift back.
anymore.
We're gonna move back to a fan question from Edsef Kawament. For JB, how does it feel na finally nasungkit niya how does it feel that you were able to finally win a Governor's Cup, Best Import Award, and do you consider it as a perfect birthday gift, especially that you defended the Governor's Cup trophy too, plus your record in the PBA is still unblemished? That's from Edsef Kawamente.
Oh, what's up, Ed? Yeah, it feels great. It feels great. Like I said before, winning the championship made it way sweeter, and being able to come back after the pandemic and perform at a high level for my team. It was great that I could satisfy them and being able to get that award.
Great.
I'm just going to
Birthday.
say that JB, Justin, is not allowed to have any more birthdays.
Why? Why not?
He's allowed to have. He's going to stay 34 forever, and he's going to play with the Knicks forever. No more birthdays, JB.
Man, I wish.
Stay 34. Okay, next question is for Coach Tim from Irene. What are your thoughts about Coach Chris DeLeo, and can he join the Barangay Ginebra coaching staff?
Well,
That's
it's the PBA, and it's such a small fraternity of coaches, and it's really hard to just suddenly join a coaching staff at the professional level. The guys that are there are usually guys who have put in the hours and the work. If you look at our coaching staff, Richard Del Rosario, he was a player, he was a coach in the amateurs. He's been my assistant coach for the whole time I've been with Ginebra and Pure Foods. So, Coach Olson was a head coach before. Freddie Abuda was a fantastic defensive stopper and defensive player of the year when he played. Coach Kirk is legendary in his development skills. So it's there's a certain amount of players, the coaches that you can have on one team. Otherwise, it gets too big. So right now, we're loaded and we don't have openings. But if we ever do have an opening, we will certainly allow people to apply and find a chance to see if they can find a way into the PBA. But it's a tough. I know it's tough to get into the PBA, but usually you have to start from the amateurs and go into the college ranks and such.
all right. From Ray Trey 30 to JDB, what quote can you not forget that Coach Tim Cohn has said to you?
Oh shoot, a
Coach.
quote. There's
Yeah.
put me on the spot. There's
Coach
so many.
or some line, huh?
I-
Lines that ring in your head.
There's probably 5 million.
yeah. You put me on the spot like that is making me I can't think of one, like just one. I mean because there's some that pertains to basketball and then there's some that pertains to outside of basketball. But the one I like in terms of either a blowout loss or a playoff win or loss is you always keep an even keel, right? So you always never too high on your wins and never too low on your losses. So that's also something that he instills in all of his teams. And so usually it helps when we lose by 20 or 30 because that has happened, a whole bunch of times. But usually when something like that happens, especially in the playoffs, that's one of the first things he says. Just always keep a even. Just always keep it even. So that's one thing that sticks with us as a team. But personally, something that's outside of basketball that has helped me out, and I know it's not his quote per se, but it's something that he teaches his players, and it's just put a 10 on people's forehead, and to be honest, that has helped me out just in life. Just to think the best in people is basically what that means.
Mm. Nice, nice.
Yeah, so that's something that I live by.
All right, Q.
Okay, on to the next set of questions for Coach Tim. The 3-point shot seemed to be like a weapon of choice as the team took 43.6% of its shots from the three before game six. Now, was that by design or were those the shots just given by the defense?
Well, it's interesting because I've never been a real 3-point shooting coach through my career. When I started playing basketball, when I was in college in the U.S. playing basketball, we didn't have the 3-point shot. It didn't start happening. That's how old I am. The 3-point shot didn't develop until 2 years after I was out of college. And I was saying, dang, if I had the 3-point shot when I was in college, I would have been so much better. But we didn't have a 3-point shot. Don't laugh too hard,
Real
not
hard.
that funny, Justin.
Justin laughing real hard right now.
But it just was not something I grew up with the 3-point shot. It wasn't something that was a big part of me. So and so I was always kind of resistant to the 3-point shot, as Joe knows.
Mm.
Yeah.
Years I used to crush him when he would take what would seem to be a bad three. I would just jump all over him. But as he knows, through the years, I've also loosened up on it, and I've tried to modernize myself into modern basketball and allow the 3-point shot even now. But I still, like Justin knows, I still talk to him about when to take it. Just don't come down the floor and pull it up at any time. We still try to find our time to take it. But yes, Morocco took a lot of our inside game away. And so we did more shooters than we normally do. We gave the green light to Arvin, to Jeff, to Nards, and LA to really shoot that three. And then Scottie was shooting the three with great efficiency. He has really developed his shot over time. And of course, Justin. Let me just tell you a quick story. When I recruited Justin, when I scouted him in the summer league. Justin and I were just talking about this. He was a stretch four, and he was playing against like 6'10", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11 players all the time. But he would stretch them out and shoot threes. And so when he came to the Manila, I was telling everybody, oh, Justin's a great 3-point shooter. Wait till you see this guy shoot. And then in the first game, he's 0 for 7 from the 3-point. He misses all of his 7 3-point shots. And then the next game, he's 1 for 8 from the 3-point line. And like everybody's looking at me, he said, hey, you said he was a great shooter from the 3-point line. He was like 1 for 15 in his first 2 games. And I felt like an idiot. You made me feel like an idiot. But, obviously, it all changed. And the next game, he was great. And then, he became what? He's the most prolific 3-point shooting import in the history right now, right, Dustin?
That's right.
He's the most prolific. Yeah. So, but funny, it was like telling everybody he was a great 3-point shooter, and then he missed all of his 3-point shots, but he came in.
Love that story.
So,
all right, still talking about the finals, Justin. What do you think was the turning point in the final series? Was it when you shot 40 points in Game 5? You think that just totally broke them? Like say, oh, we can't take them down if Justin shooting 40 points.
It definitely wasn't just me, but I can't really. It was a lot of different things. Of course, our shooting in that game was it 3 or 4 where we shot really well, a lot of threes. I think for sure that game gave us a lot of confidence, because Morocco, they had they had their defense set up to where they didn't want us to get anything inside. They know we was really good on the inside and in the paint. So it just opened up a lot of threes in a couple games we didn't shoot well. And I think the one game that we shot really well, I think it gave us a lot of confidence, and we just tried to build off that momentum, and then you know the rest is history with the next. I think it was the next two games.
Scotty, ito naman para sa'yo.
You're right. It was
Ano ang
game four.
feeling mo pag narinig mo yung mga fans na nag-chant ng pangalan mo? Especially pag nakakakuha ka ng offensive rebound at ang kalaban mo import. Ano ang feeling mo? Kasi narinig ko rin yun eh. Nandun ako sa commentators booth, narinig ko, Scottie! Scottie! Tapos MVP. Anong feeling mo, Scottie?
For sure, it boosts my confidence, no? Especially, nakakawala ng pagod. Pag narinig mo yung mga fans talagang pag sumisigaw yung pangalan mo, kahit hindi yung pangalan ko, kahit yung chant nila na Ginebra, talagang parang nagiging, kami, na re-refreshing kami. Parang hindi kami naglaro ng buong game. So parang first quarter ulit for us, para ang dami na agad naming energy pag sumisigaw na sila. So kahit tambak kami, kahit lamang kami, so yung sigaw nila talaga nakaka-boost ng energy for us.
Galing, galing.
Oo nga.
Exciting, very inspiring. Okay, Rian?
Yeah. JDB, what was your most memorable championship?
Oh,
Wow, he's got a lot. He's got a lot.
yeah. My most memorable to date. I mean, yeah, there is a few, but the one that really stands out the most, there's two. The Justin Brownlee shot, just because it was magical. And then the one with Denzel Bowles, him hitting the free throws on JD. It was on JD.
You had to remind him.
Yeah. He hit the free throws on JD. And JD tried to cheat, too, if you guys look at the video. He was jumping. No, they don't want to
I was, too.
They don't want to talk about that. You know, how he was on the line jumping and doing all this at the free throw line.
I think they told me to stop, too, after the first one.
Those two are one of my favorites. And then of course the championships when we won the Grand Slam. I mean, it's so hard. I have 12. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. I have a lot to choose from. You know what I mean? So you could just pick any of those. Just pick any 12. It's okay.
All right.
JD, what's the best thing you can say about Meralco, having been a player with the Bolts before?
Oh, man. Yeah. One thing that comes to mind about Coach Black and the way he coaches his teams, I mean, they're very disciplined to the details. And, everyone knows where everyone's supposed to be at. Everyone knows rotations. Everyone talks. He's a control freak in some ways. Like, he really wants everything to be a certain way, and he demands everyone to be, on the same page. And that's the biggest thing I could take away from the way Coach Black coaches and how he has his teams. They're very disciplined.
Okay, Diane?
All right. Fan questions. We have so many since we posted it. We were going to talk to you guys. Incredible. This one is from Randy Toriado to everyone, particularly JB and JDB. Did it serve as extra motivation when some folks were writing you off, not just in the finals, but even earlier in the quarterfinals, saying things like JB has old, tired legs?
Oh my God.
It was just one.
That's from Randy Toriado. So who wants to start? Okay, JB.
To be honest, I didn't pay it no mind. I don't try to worry about things like that. Sometimes we'll lose a game and I get certain messages about, Brownlee, you need to do this or do that. I try not to pay it no mind. That was like my first season, and anything a fan or, some of the reporters, they say good things. I look at those things, but all the bad stuff. If somebody send it to me or whatever, I just try not to pay it no mind. But I understand it's their job, so they gotta do what they do.
I like it. Yeah, I want.
JDB?
Yeah, I like that. I like the interaction. I like interacting with good or bad. Just with the fans. I mean, unless it's if they're like really really disrespectful, like talking about stuff that has nothing to do with basketball, then that's different. But I mean, I just love going back at the fans and just like what Justin said, like the reporters, they'll say anything to because I'm a YouTuber, you know what I mean? So I know how to do the clickbait and all that, you know what I mean? So a lot of them do that
What's the
just
channel?
to,
Tell everybody about the channel, Joe. What's the
no,
channel?
no.
Put the channel in there.
So I went, to be honest, like the whole Homer, what's his name? Sing song, Homer, the Homer thing.
Right. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't block me. He blocked me. I wasn't even saying anything bad to him. Like it's good that we go back and forth. I feel like, to be honest, it was like what me and JD did a few years ago, just going back and forth. I say causing awareness, but just bringing some attraction and stuff like that. There's nothing personal. It's I mean, at least on my part, there's nothing personal. I mean, I just like talking to people, so it's fine. It's fine for me.
Good tip
But
about staying positive.
yeah, but in relation to that, Diane, I wanted to throw this question at Coach Tim. I remember you mentioned recently that when Ginebra lost four in a row during the eliminations, if you guys were playing in the bubble without fans, you probably would not have survived the eliminations. You probably would not have gone into the playoffs. Is that true? Did you say that?
Yeah, I did, and I think it's because if we would have been, we cycled down. As the more you lose, the deeper you get into your hole, and you need oftentimes external
Right.
motivation to get you out of it,
Yes, yes.
and you can't get
Agree.
out of it on your own. So I think we were been in a bubble without the fans. I think that we probably would have continued to cycle, and we never would have been. That kind of happened to us in the second bubble, where we weren't playing well. We had some injuries. We couldn't overcome them, and we ended up not, getting past the quarterfinals. And that was kind of where we were going in this conference, the same. And that's what was so discouraging, because we were doing the same thing again after we had that lack of success in bubble two. So, but the fans were the ones that really got us going. They pulled us out. They helped us start playing a little bit better. And then when we started playing a little bit better, we got a little bit more confident, and the fans got more excited. And lo and behold, we just started picking up our game. It also helped that I think Justin really tried to start to find his legs at that time as well. He was working hard to get back in shape that whole conference. Then he started to peak at the later part of the eliminations, and so he was at the top of his game as we went into the playoffs. So it was a combination of things, but I think without that fan support, without the Never fans, we wouldn't have made it out of the eliminations.
No, I have to
Diane,
agree with you there.
any more fan
Yeah,
questions?
for this round, there's one more fan question from Elgin Serrano to Justin Brownlee again. Are you ready for the next tour of duty after the All Filipino?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I think.
Wow.
Playing the 6-10 conference again.
Yeah. He's playing again in the 610 conference?
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, he won the Best Import Award in the
He did.
610 conference. That
Yeah.
was his first one in the Commissioner's Cup. So he'll be back.
Okay. And that was part one of our interview with the Ginebra team. Don't forget, part two of this interview on Friday. Catch us on YouTube and Facebook. Play It Right TV.